Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm going to review the 2004 I, Robot with Will Smith. Now I hope that no one's going to complain if I reveal spoilers. This is a movie that's been out for 6 years. Now this is a science fiction thriller, and as a science fiction thriller I think it succeeds. It has a decent pacing. The storyline is not too inconsistent. It isn't overly convoluted. There's a little bit of mystery thrown in. Will Smith, of course, is Will Smith. He's a solid actor, puts in decent performances in pretty much every film I have ever seen him in. I can't think of anyone that he didn't succeed at in that regard. The special effects are solid. I've heard that there are a few goofs with the CGI in spots, but I'll be honest, I didn't notice them. I had to actually go look up the little goof listings on the International Movie Database, and I didn't see them when I watched the movie. So if they're that subtle, I got no problem with them existing. I'm assuming that they probably fixed them at some point after this was released, maybe for the Blu-ray. But as a science fiction thriller, no problem with this movie. Now, as far as an Asimov film, I gotta be honest, it's been a really long time since I read any Asimov. And these particular stories, the stories that deal with the robots in his, Asimov I, Robot universe, it's been over 25 years, folks. And my details in my head are fuzzy at best. I know that the 3 laws of robotic are used in the film. I know that people have discussed them endlessly, both in the science fiction community before the internet and since the invention of the internet on the internet. And they have found flaws in those 3 robotic laws. If you'd like to listen to the arguments, go look them up online. I'm not going to cover them here. But the reality is that when you try to simplify things down to 3 simple, easy to understand steps, you're probably going to get something wrong. And Asimov wasn't perfect. While watching this film, it occurred to me I was making some conversation with my wife, and I was referencing Philip K. Dick, because something in the film reminded me of something Dick had done. And I said that while Asimov was more prolific and is in many ways more famous, I think that Philip K. Dick was a better author, and I have to stand by that. There are a lot of things that Asimov did that would be seen as very archaic today. His attitude towards women is one of them. And just he's from a different era. He's from a different age. And that is shown in his books, in his work. Now, on another level, and here's where I'm going to get a little negative, and I apologize if anyone has a great love of Asimov or for this movie in particular, there are some logical inconsistencies in this film that bugged me from the moment I saw it in 2004, and they still bother me today, seeing it today with the commentary track. And the commentary track was quite interesting. It was not what you'd call earth-shatteringly revealing, but it was still entertaining. And that is, what happens to all the human beings who have been replaced by robots? Right now in the United States in 2010, we are having a massive recession. We have 10% unemployment rate in America. It is destroying our economy. If all these robots have replaced all the people doing the jobs that, quote-unquote, no one wants to do, what are the people who had those jobs in the past doing? I'm assuming that in the year 2035, when this film takes place, the population is even higher. Alright? And I will be alive in 2035, so if a robot replaced me and my job, what am I supposed to do? How do I earn money? And another thing is they're supposed to be releasing, was it 2 billion of these robots are being released to the world, and the new Generation 5s or something, which made me think of Johnny Number 5 from Short Circuit. But where do the resources come from to make 2 billion robots? Who paid for them all? How are they being given away, or even, cheaply, or even, at a level that your average person can afford them? How are we doing this? What is the economy only 25 years in the future that allows this to happen? I was dumbfounded in 2004, and I'm dumbfounded now. I was hoping that the director, the commentary track would reveal as to, how did they plan on having some kind of logically consistent universe where all these resources were pumped into creating these robots that were just being given away practically for nothing and displacing all these people who now are unemployed. And then, of course, there's the reality of the robots themselves. Well, I actually think in 25 years we might have the ability to build some of the physical structures in this film. We might be able to have like some of the robotic features in the robots themselves. We're already working on some of the cybernetic arm technology that is revealed in the film as well. There's no way we aren't going to have any battery technology that's going to power robots for this long. We just aren't going to pull that off in 25 years. And then there's the infrastructure issue. This is only 25 years in the future. If we started changing the infrastructure in Chicago right now, November 2nd, 2010, we started doing that construction job today, we would not have time in the next 25 years to have created all of the infrastructure changes revealed in this film. You can't do it. Those kind of changes on that level take decades longer than this film would like you to believe. Now, if they set the film in 2100 or something around that target number, I would have ignored it. But they didn't. They set it 25 years in the future. And 25 years in the future, from today, is not enough time to get all this stuff done. It just can't happen. And that detracted from the film for me, because I'm just scratching my head, trying to figure these things out. Yes, that means that I am a pedantic twat when it comes to watching movies. I apologize. But if a film cannot put me into its storyline to the extent where I don't worry about these details, maybe the film on some level has failed. Because you haven't got me to immerse myself in it. You've just got me to be a disinterested viewer. And if I'm a disinterested viewer, I'm going to be watching the flaws. And that's what popped out to me. The flaws. Again, as a science fiction thriller, it's a good time. I enjoyed myself. I even got pulled into the action scenes quite a bit. It was nice. It was cool seeing a guy with a cybernetic arm fight robots. It made no sense that the robots would turn red when they were bad. Who builds red LEDs into a robot just so that when they get evil, you will be able to easily discern that they are in fact evil? Who does that? What tech guy thought it was a good idea to put red LEDs into the chest of a robot so that in the event they ever decide to break the laws that they are said they can never ever break, that people will be able to tell that, oh, that's the evil robot. He's red inside. That was a truck full of dumb right there. So, enjoy it as an action science fiction thriller. Have at it. Commentary track. Listen to it. It's always cool to get the inside slant on what directors and such really wanted to convey to an audience, and they talk about the art of the craft, and did they succeed or not. You get to compare it a little bit because you listen to what they say and you're watching what they did. But as any kind of logical projection of the future, yeah, my robot kind of fails.